I've been around the world many times, but in America, there is only one mall, the Mall of America. And I went there and I wrestled there again. We're going to talk about a lot of things, though. We're going to talk about overdosing on DMT. We're going to talk about comedians going the wrong way. We're going to talk about grifting. We're going to talk about gooning. We're going to talk about being the best. We're going to talk about listing yourself, ranking yourself, and all of the fun that comes with feeling like you're just a piece of meat to be used to sell magazines. This week, Weekend at Effys is brought to you by nothing except for you. weekendateffys.com for the Patreon. Buckle up. This thing ain't going nowhere. Literally, the podcast goes nowhere today. What a marvelous week it's been with the energy of the planets collapsing in my small oatmeal brain and teaching me to be gracious and teaching me to be loved. This is Weekend at Effys. This is the only podcast in the whole world, where me and Peter talk about the whole world.
The whole world.
And the whole world, the world's whole. So we are going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a lot of different fun stuff here. Now, typically we've been getting into the questions first, but there's a big announcement. Have you heard?
No.
The PWI came out yesterday. The PWI 500. Do you know?
That's where they list the...
They list the wrestlers. Yeah. So, every year there's kind of two reactions to it, which is, whoa, can't believe it. And, well, the list doesn't matter anyway. And I'm here to tell you nothing matters. Actually,
it's, the Oscars are rigged until you win an Oscar.
The Oscars are rigged. Then you win an Oscar, and then I can't wait to get my. Well, I'm actually going for the EGOTs. Now, do you know about the S that I'm adding? We have Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony, and Slammy. Now, Matt Cardona already has a Slammy. He has a Slammy award, I think, for his hit song "Hosky." You ever heard his song "Hosky"?
No.
You're a Hosky. It's not. Well, it's very good. It's a very good song, Hosky. And he won a Slammy for something. I'm going to assume Hosky. And I think...
So it's like the Razzies of wrestling? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's the Oscars of wrestling. I mean,
I think they need to add Razzie to the EGOT.
Would you call it a regot? Or would you call it an EGOTer? Or an
You'd probably
ergot?
have to do the second one.
Or an EGORT. I would call it an EGORT.
I'm calling it an EGORT.
An EGORT. EGORT. I've completed the EGORT. Who could possibly complete the EGORT? Now, Oscar and Raz, I know Halle Berry has. She's recently been talking about how black women still haven't won any more Oscars.
What you have to do, unfortunately, is you have to go singers, because that's the only way that you're going to get the Grammy and the Tony, probably.
Okay, so I think Jennifer Hudson.
Singers that act.
Are you a Jennifer Hudson fan?
Yeah, totally.
Huge Jennifer Hudson fan. Showgirls, incredible. It's not called Showgirls. Showgirls is the one with
Dreamgirls?
Dreamgirls. Yeah, I was thinking of the one with Gina Gershon. Gina Gershon, is that her name? Was she in? Hold up, let me.
Yeah, no, you're correct. Kyle MacLachlan, director of RoboCop.
Yeah, Gina Gershon and Elizabeth Berkley, of course. Kyle MacLachlan, yeah, he's in there. A lot of really strong.
That is a movie
roles.
that the edited version is just as incredible as the original.
What do you mean the edited, like the
like
TV
the
version?
made for
you
TV
get?
version,
Yeah.
because they did like rotoscoping over the top of to like keep as much of the movie, because you really have to chop that movie down.
Yeah, because there's a lot of
so
breasts.
they'll do like a bikini that goes whoop 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 just for like a second, and it's obviously like cartoon drawn on. And then Dumb and Dumber is the other one, because they actually came back in to do the
So they're saying the silly
clown
lines.
shoes and like
So
stuff
it's their
like that,
real
yeah.
voices.
It's their real voices, and it's them just picking
the weirdest.
that
looks like they mouth with it. Like they watch it's like bad lip reading.
Exactly.
The original.
Yeah.
Also Jennifer Hudson in Cats. Do you remember her as Grisabella?
No.
The glamour cat?
Grisabella?
Mary, all alone in the moonlight. Well, I'm going to get...
Grisabella's doing a drag show down the street at Mary's.
Yeah, Mary's East Atlanta. Shout out. The drag scene here is exciting. AJ went to a drag contest the other day in Atlanta. There's a lot of great drag in Atlanta. That's not anything we're talking about today.
Yeah, there's someone in town that's a regular customer at my store that does it's Drag King, but it's all like monster themed, like classic Universal monsters.
Okay, I'm into this. Are we getting some Dracula?
Oh, for sure.
We are in favor of a mini-sode this week. We're going to be doing for our Patreon subscribers. If you're just a regular listener, what do you do? What do you want me to tell you? You get the content you get. But our Patreon subscribers, you get the bonus content, the early episodes, the dog content, the discounts on the store, which, God bless you, the tie-dye and messy spill tie-dyes are shipping this Friday. The shirts are finishing printing today. So those will be to you soon. They get bonus things, and we're going to be doing... We've agreed to finally watch Fast X, and we're going to be working really hard to not get enthralled in the story and just focus on reading what's going on here. Now, Tyrese, they arrested him. You'd think he would have learned.
He didn't get the 70 grand.
He did not get. I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe there's been an update. But there's been a lot going on in America. There's been a lot happening in our country. And
I mean, this is kind of the plot of a Tyrese movie, because then it has 48 hours to come up with the money. You could just do that movie.
Tyrese trying to get, and then he goes to Vin Diesel, and Vin's like, "You telling me you abandoned your family? Kiss my ring, son. You messed up the whole thing." Okay, back to the PWI. Let's go over this. This is the criteria. This is what gets you on the list. You have to have at least 10 matches. Okay. So Roman Reigns, he's not even on the list after topping the list because he didn't have any matches. He's taking time off. It's your win-loss record, championships you've won, your wrestling ability, your influence, your technical ability, your competition, and the activity that you competed in. And I'm proudly number 122 this year. Last year I was 121. The year before that, I was 95. And the year before that, I was 77. How about that? Now, what does this mean? Does it mean I've gotten less influential? Does it mean I've won less contests? Does it mean I wrestled less? No, none of this is true. But when I was 77, it was literally the year of COVID. So there was only like 100 of us actually wrestling. I think the rest of the country was like 10 matches during COVID. You've lost your mind. But I was out there just huffing it and eating the concrete, eating the pavement, so to speak, a horse on the road. And then, it's gone down a little bit. But as wrestling has continued to be back, so has Effy. And Effy's very back. And I think it's a good little spot to be in. 122, I'll take it. I'd like to crack the top 100 again, but I've done it twice in my illustrious decade career. We just got out of the 10-year anniversary month of the career of Effy. How's that feel? Pretty crazy. I got that cute hat from AJ. It says 10 years. Overnight success takes 10 years. It only takes 10 years to have overnight. I don't even know what the hat says. It doesn't matter. But who do you think... who do you think was number one this year on the list? The number one wrestler in the world.
I don't know.
It's the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Oh, no.
Now, also, I just want to reach out to the singer of Cold Cave and American Nightmare. Okay, you're correct, right? You are right. And the WWE is a big billion-dollar company. Okay, but I'm just gonna say, because I love wrestling fans. Like, I think they're my favorite people, because they kind of crowdfund my existence. But number one, if you guys aren't going to chill on Cold Cave, bro, who like American Nightmare, I don't care. Cold Cave fucking rips. Okay. Did you just look the other way?
That's a very incorrect opinion.
Yeah. I don't care.
Very incorrect.
A lot of my opinions are incorrect.
You know who loves American Nightmare?
Who?
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, but you know what I love? Movies where he doesn't talk so fucking much. Okay.
Okay, I'm with you on that.
All right.
one.
Fall Guy. I watched part of that in Japanese. Not into it. All right. Only God Forgives. A lot of people don't like that one.
But you could, like, his face, you could just go, no. The men are talking, and he would be quiet.
Yeah. What about, did you ever see Lars and the Real Girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Lars and the Real Girl, Place Beyond the Pines, Drive, and Only God Forgives. Those are the best Ryan Goslings because he doesn't fucking speak.
He doesn't talk a lot in Blade Runner.
You're right.
That movie's just like vibey.
But I will say this. I don't think he looks correct in a duster. And he wear like a duster jacket for most of that movie. And then isn't Harrison Ford in there with a dog? And he gives the dog whiskey?
I only saw one. I liked it, but it didn't stick with me.
I didn't see it in theaters, which is how I fucked up.
I'm also weirdly not a Blade Runner person. You would
Okay,
think I
well-
would be, but I didn't.
What?
I've never done it as an adult, so I think I probably need to go back and
Yeah.
re-examine it.
Yeah.
But I don't remember
That whole
really
Androids in the
vibing with
Rain
it.
speech?
Androids in the Rain.
What? Come on. Come on. Tears in the Rain speech.
Tears in the Rain.
You
Yeah.
know what? I don't give a fuck. It was made by an android who was in the rain. Okay?
I have read the
Ugh.
original short story though, and like pretty much every other Philip K.
How short are we
It's
talking?
it's pretty short.
It's
in
like
it's
15
in a,
pages.
It's in a collection of short stories.
There's two types of short stories, right? There's the Book of Jonah, and then there's like the Book of Matthew, and both are technically short stories, but like I only got so much in me. Also, that Jonah and the Whale is the funniest goddamn shit I've ever heard. Because you can literally see halfway through the story where the guy has clearly just been making this up, and he has to kind of wrap things up and figure it out. And he's like, hey, and then he takes him back to shore, and he's a good boy forever. He's a good boy till the end of time. And he listens, and he pays his taxes, and he goes to church. Any questions, kids? You can live in a whale. With the miracle of God, you can do anything.
I'm pretty sure that the end of that story is he goes, does the job, and then he sees everybody like turn to hit like mission accomplished. They come to God or whatever, and then he becomes incredibly bitter because they didn't go through the experience that he went through, and then like asks God to curse them. So the whole thing once again reverts back in on itself. To where I'm 100% with you. I don't see the point of that story.
Yeah, and I think if we're going to edit out books of the Bible, that one's not really. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
You put every animal 2 by 2 in a boat, okay? Now he got eaten by a whale. We got to pick a lane here, folks. If I'm going to believe one of these things, I can't. You're continuing to push the believability scope here. We will be talking later about Beetlejuice. We're going to give everyone time to see it. And we will be talking about other films too, but I'm excited. And did you end up doing questions?
Yes,
Indeed. So we're now opening the show. Welcome to Weekend at Effys. Here's the open of the show. We're reading questions from our Patreon viewers, weekendateffys.com. If you want to join the cause, you can sign up for a month. You can sign up for a short month. You can sign up for a cheap month. You can sign up for 20 years, okay? Because I'm not going anywhere. They wish I disappear. Cute shirt, by the way.
Okay. Thank you. I have this weird thing with those Japanese shirts where I overheat in them incredibly easily.
Really?
And I'll like.
Do you think it's because it's made out of like garbage?
I don't know, but I will. It makes me like dry heave, like I don't throw up.
What?
Yeah. So
the Japanese fabric and the
dry
Kuromi
heaved
shirt
and got too hot and took it off.
All right. Well, I mean, I trust your.
It's gonna be winter's coming. It'll be.
Yeah, I've been staring at my fucking Challengers hoodie, ready to wear it, and it's just you know me, I'm the hottest man on earth, okay? And I'm also known to overheat.
Yeah, what is the thermostat at right now and always?
It's at 71. What is that? What's wrong with that? Do you know where I'd like to have
insane.
it? Do you know where I'd like to have it? Do you know where I sat every hotel room I've ever walked into?
You know where it is when you're gone?
75 probably.
Like a nice 76, 77.
Let me tell you who's eating shit for it. Me exclusively, okay? Because I'm paying that bill and I don't care. But I go into the hotel room. I set that bitch to 65 immediately. If they let me take it down to 60, I would. And people come in and they're like, it is too cold here. And I'm like, do you weigh 230 pounds? Because if you do, it would be hot. Because I take up too much space on the earth. I burn through too many resources. I'm an endless chasm of energy burning supply. All right. So any questions now from the Patreon listeners?
Okay. What does a glory hole and a police hotline have in common?
What do they have in common?
Anonymous tips.
I just want a side note. That's great, by the way. Thank you.
Thank you, James.
Thank you, James,
It's a
for
good
that.
start to this.
Oh, wow. We're getting some new jokesters in here. I need it. I almost bought the peach felt skull when I was at Target the other day.
Oh, shit.
So I'm glad we were on the same
Oh,
page.
shit. Yeah.
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 Yeah. This one only had the top jaw. It didn't have the bottom jaw attached, but it was very cheap. But then I thought, this is literally what I thought. I wonder if Peter already bought one. And you were very close. We were very in the same neighborhood. To be or not to be, that's not the question. The question is, can we go to Target?
Some of the stuff in Target, it really gets me, and then some of the other stuff feels like if I buy it, I have to kill myself for being too white. Does that make sense?
Are you talking specifically about the basket weave style texture ravens?
Yes.
I figured you were.
If it gets to that point, I
thought.
have to end it.
I had the same thought. I did buy the Oreo zero sugar soda, which AJ did not like. I thought it was perfect.
It's
chocolate Coke. You never used to make chocolate Coke?
It's my review of Beetlejuice is the same review for the Oreo Coke.
Okay.
It doesn't exist, but it justifies its existence, and I enjoyed it.
Huh. Okay. All right, well, that works.
So it's like if the thing that should not be can give me a reason why it should be.
It can be?
It can be.
Huh. I think that's most of my life is just making things that shouldn't exist have a reason to exist. And I think that that's beautiful. Look at you putting on a fucking jacket like it's the winter.
I'm not doing this on purpose. I'm actually cold. I'm not doing a bit.
No!
I'm not doing a bit.
If I started doing jumping jacks right now, I'd pour sweat. Do you understand that? Do you understand that if I got up and started touching my toes multiple times?
Okay, I'm not.
It'd be an open, sweaty situation.
So, depending on how cold it is and how cold I am when I go to bed, I have to grab Lucy and I have to pull her into me because I'm physically shaking as I get into bed because the combination of that room being like closed off and then the cold sheets does me over to where I just like convulse for a bit.
The cold sheets?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I've slept on top of the covers for the past 2 weeks. I've slept completely coverless and shirtless for the past 2 weeks. I'm sorry.
No. It's fine. It's fine. I have started closing my vent and just making a little oasis in there.
A little warm spot.
Mm-hmm.
I did have to come to you last year and ask you to cool it on the heat because I was waking up in the night just wet. I was just waking up soaking wet.
Part of that was too the temperature control in that spot was not
abysmal.
Even.
I don't think anything was real or worked. There was just open vents to the basement. There was gases coming in and making me. You could see the little children running at night, right?
There's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of fucked up shit, and
I
I don't know if it's haunted or asbestos or black mold poisoning.
There were several month stretches of completely sober Peter. It was not the weed. It was there's shit going on there.
Yeah, there was things going on.
But also the black mold was probably.
Yeah, also getting here and we kind of had the realization that we may have been giving our dogs depression. We may have been. I'm looking at the way they're excited about everything. And like, listen, even when she's riled up, seeing her not just mope all day is, I would much rather her be riled up and jumping at me than, please, can we go outside? Do you want to go? Do you want to go into nature? That was sort of like, you'd have to have those conversations while you were at work where I'm like, she doesn't seem like she's happy to be here.
Yeah.
We've got the babies now. All the babies are in the house right now. We made it work. I did get this. So I picked up some dream herbs for us, and I got a Yachak plant-based energy yerba mate. And I went to Seven Onda, and I checked out, and it has a jaguar on it, right? And the guy at the counter just goes, cat, and pointed at my Hello Kitty shirt. And that was our interaction. They're both cats. We like cats, and I bought my dream herbs. So we'll be back to doing dream reports again soon. Do we have any other questions?
Yes, we do. This one is more of a suggestion, but I love this suggestion. This is from Arlen. So I randomly saw an old episode of The Twilight Zone, the one from the 1960s, which is the good one. Mm-hmm. And if you watch the 80s one, you are in for a bad time. It was actually pretty good. I'd be down for a watch along if you two great critics of the film performance media. 24 minutes of Effy and old Peter Stir reacting to the 1961 television as high key entertainment. Okay, I'm gonna get with you and find out what episode this was because I am a huge
I'm in.
Twilight Zone dork. When I was a wannabe music video director in my spare time in my early 20s, I took episodes of the Twilight Zone and recut them to like Young Lean songs, like early Young Lean.
All right. Do these still exist?
I can find them somewhere.
Yeah, let's find them.
There's a
This is good content.
there's a King Cruel video that he made, the unofficial or like official fan video. It wasn't ever like, it was like he condoned it.
There's nothing better than seeing what King Cruel actually looks like. When you've got a guy singing like this all the time. And then he's a little ginger Tintin.
He's Tintin.
He's the littlest twinkie ginger British boy I've ever seen. And he just has this kind of voice. And he sings like this. And you're like, this is, whisper in my ear again, King Cruel. Please? Is this allowed?
Okay.
I want to watch this video.
I'll find all that shit.
All right.
It's on a hard drive somewhere for sure. With fall on the horizon, what are some good fall vibes in your area?
Well, I think we've both discussed going back to Netherworld.
Yeah.
But maybe in a daytime tour setting and not under the
I'm
previous
gonna-
circumstances.
I'm literally gonna call them and find out what the deal with this shit is because
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on edge even doing because what if it's a bit? What if they go?
What if it's a
oh yeah,
bit?
no.
No
Wink,
one will
wink.
get you, and then the fucking Yeti's there.
Yeah, because all you have to do is do it at the end. Like, just get me once, and it's
Yeah.
the perfect. Like, I will shit my pants.
Yeah, it'll be done.
Like, I will settle
Knowing
in
it's
fully.
coming didn't help though. Like it almost made it worse knowing that we were gonna have to continue running into people fucking with us.
Yeah.
Really rough stuff. So that's a good fall vibe. You know, I like a candy apple. I like a cider. I like apple picking. I like apple pie, apple strudel, apple streusel, Dutch apple pie, apple jellies, apple butters, cinnamon on the apples, mulled ciders.
I love a good cinnamon broom.
Oh, should we get a cinnamon broom,
Let's
like
get
a little
cinnamon broom.
witch?
Yeah.
And then you don't use it like a broom though, do you? You just kind of shake it around.
I think it's just more of like a smelly.
Do you burn
pretty.
it at the end?
Oh no, we're buying dried out stick ornaments.
Yeah. We're old ladies.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What? How did it happen? We're here.
We're here
old.
and listen, I'm closer to 100 years old than I am to 20 years old.
And I'm older than you.
Yeah. So think about that. Think about the math on that. And then remember, I went to American schools. Okay. So yeah, those are big fall vibes. We started watching spooky movies.
Yes.
We watched Trick or Treat
Trick or treat.
with the phenomenal Leslie Bibb, Brian Cox, Dylan Baker.
Dylan Baker.
Just an incredible cast.
The
Little Pumpkin Boy.
Bad Santa, not Dirty Grandpa.
Oh, Bad Santa Kid.
Bad
who was
Santa
flicking
Kid.
pumpkins.
And Rogue from X-Men.
Oh yeah,
What's
Anna
her face?
Paquin.
Yeah.
I don't want to give too much away. I don't want to give too much away. If you haven't seen Trick or Treat, it might put you in the mood.
It's a fun little like straight to DVD release that deserved much more than that. That is has
a fun little
beloved
film.
following.
They made more of them, right?
No, the second one has been in production hell, even though everybody loves it.
What?
For whatever reason. At least I'm pretty sure that's where it's at. I don't
What
think
the
it's coming
hell?
out.
What the? Here's
Because
another.
They're saying that it's horror Boondocks, where the second one might be like a real piece of shit, just because it's been in production for so long.
Everything's a piece of shit, Peter. Don't you know?
Boondock Saints, to be clear.
Don't you know that everything is a piece of shit? This is the nihilistic way. This is how we remember.
Did you see that documentary about the guy that made Boondock Saints and his like god complex after making that movie?
No, but
It's
I didn't
really
like the second
interesting.
one. There was a pretty good repelling scene that I think was made for 3D.
It's basically about the making of the second one and why it was so bad.
That makes sense. What?
So the director of Trick or Treat went on to do Krampus.
Oh, we love Krampus. Oh, hold up.
Godzilla, King Kong.
Pause. Well, don't actually pause. I'm going to be very fast. Hold on.
He's running to the door. Running to the door. Okay, the dogs do not like whatever this is. We have all three of the babies here with us today. He's running back. He's throwing it. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah. We got gifts here today. I think you know what they are.
Oh.
Ooh.
Bagoo.
Bagoo.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. This
Snoopy Bagoo is here.
rules.
I looked it up in my
this
email
is
and it said
great.
delivered.
This is great.
Wow.
So cute.
You can adjust the strap to your liking. It's the Bagoo.
Oh my god.
Floral Snoopy and the coats and not in the coats in the glasses.
God.
It
Holy
is.
shit.
It holds so much stuff.
This is the fall vibe.
Yeah,
right
the
here.
fall vibe
The
is
entire
Snoopy
fall
Bagoo.
vibe.
Yay, Snoopy Bagoo.
It's you, Lucy.
Snoopy
It's you.
Lucy. It does look just like you, Lucy. Are you Joe Cool? Are you Joe Cool? Yeah, I know you are.
This Joe Cool has a bow tie.
Well, he's Bo Cool. Right? Right? It's perfect.
Thank you. This rules.
Sorry we had to interrupt the episode to bring you this special gift giving procession. That's fall vibes. Fall vibes is cute
fall
gifts for
vibes,
your
yeah.
friends and coffees and sleeping in and a blanket maybe. Maybe get a blanket. You know, have you bought yourself a blanket in a while?
I am comforter shopping at the moment.
Yeah, we got to
As
get
we
you
speak.
logged in on the Prime.
Yeah.
We also have to get this Instagram set up to the Weekend at Effy's email because I don't have access.
Okay.
I probably could have access, but I'd
Yeah.
ask you anyway.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna, and then we'll duel them, and then we'll duel it up, and then when you post, it'll post to both,
Perfect.
and then we'll maximize our potential. Right?
Yeah.
Any other questions about the fall? About dreams?
I do believe there is one more. Let's see. Oh, Trick or Treat is fully in development now. Like it's never coming out.
It's never coming out. We're making Trick or Treat 2.
He went on to making Godzilla movies.
Oh, well then yeah, he doesn't.
I asked my cat. Wait, hold on. What's this say? Oh, I asked my cat what's 2 minus 2. He said nothing.
Oh, because it is nothing. Because it's 0. Because it's a cat. The cat
Thank you,
wouldn't.
Heather.
The cat knows. The cat
Nice.
knows. Thank you, Heather. Thank you for that. What a wonderful selection of questions. If you want to ask questions, you can ask deeply personal questions. You can ask offensive questions. We may not read them. But you will have the right to ask questions on the Weekend at Effy's Patreon, weekendateffys.com. And we're keeping it fresh like that, right?
Keeping it fresh.
And by fresh, I mean you won't have to hear me do this ad read. BetterHelp. Sign up with your credit card. We will ruin your finances. You will never escape us. You will not feel any better. You will need an additional therapist to pay for the BetterHelp therapy that ruined you. It's all AI. No one's there. You're not talking to anyone. Use your computer's AI or don't use AI and solve your problems with a real human therapist. Use the code Effy. How was that?
Brilliant.
Good.
Brilliant.
Well, you know where I was this weekend, right?
No.
Well, I was at the Mall of America.
That's right.
I was
knew
at
it
the
was
Mall of
somewhere
America.
big. I knew it was somewhere
It was
big.
beautiful. What a place. Now, okay, I did bring up the fact that noted racist and MAGA baiter Hulk Hogan did wrestle in the Mall of America one time, and that I wrestled there 3 times. But then I was brought on to the
Is
information.
it MAGA? That's like a kind of gooning.
Yeah,
MAGA
yeah,
baiting.
MAGA baiting. It's when you griftooning. You're grifting, you're gooning, you're edging. you and your boys hanging out, doing a little goon quest for MAGA King, for the Cheeto Benito they call him.
Is that going to be the porn version of Dune? Goon?
Goon 2. Goon 2 Part 1. And then Goon 2 Part 2, right?
Yeah.
Because there were, how many Dune movies are there?
So there's the David Lynch one, there's the TV miniseries that's like a direct adaptation, and then there's the 2 Villeneuve movies.
So they should have Villeneuve and Lynch come together for the next one.
Well, so I'm listening to the Blank Check David Lynch series, and it is fucking fascinating that was his 3rd movie after Eraser had an Elephant Man.
Yeah, who did he bribe to get this spot? No offense.
Dino De Laurentiis just loved him. Like really loved him.
Okay.
So even though the movie was not successful in any way, shape, or form, he did Blue Velvet right after with De Laurentiis. Because apparently he just walked in and was like, "Oh, I like this dude's vibe. Like, whatever you want to do."
This guy is something else. I'm trying to look at this. I've been getting a lot of strange text messages.
Yeah, I have too. Like a lot of them. And the email has a lot of random spam, scammy shit coming in all the time.
Oh, come on.
I do believe it's because Saturn's getting closer to Neptune, and Neptune's getting ready to dip on out of there. I had some scammer shit happen recently in like a different realm. But no, Lynch originally had the plan to do 2 movies, but they were nervous about it because they felt that the George Lucas gamble on Star Wars was too much of a gamble for them. But when you really look at the story, like the ending of the David Lynch Dune, even though it's the whole book, you're kind of like, what? Like it doesn't do the actual ending
really,
because if you did the actual ending, it wouldn't make any fucking sense. So you have to split it. You have to have that time in between.
Well, I like the second one because they fight them, and because they have the fights in it. So that's part of my favorite. That's part of my favorite stuff. The fighting part when they ride the snakes. I got lost in the Dune world.
Someone needs to cut together the new Beetlejuice sandworm with the Dune movie.
It was feeling very Dune. I was into it. I love the sandworms, and they have 2 big heads. Sandworm. How does the sandworm live inside the sandworm? This is a real alien Dune amalgamation. Do people use that word anymore?
Amalgamation.
Like an amalgamation? Or do they just say combination?
But combination is not... A combination is where the 2 things go together but still remain their individual parts, where an amalgamation is where you're switching the different kinds of... Exactly.
Well, but you're telling me...
Like the monster heads, where you put the different heads and body parts and feet on them.
Okay, so Frankenstein's an amalgamation, but Cat Dog's a combination? Or no, because the cat dog is amalgamated within itself.
What would the human beings and lightning?
What?
Like, what would he be an amalgamation of?
Different body parts?
Different body parts?
Yeah.
Okay.
But what about cat dog?
Cat dog would be a combination.
You think?
I
it
think
doesn't
cat dog's
amalgamate?
a combination.
Because they keep their separate
They have
brains?
pretty separate identities.
I'm
don't
the
they?
dog from Cat Dog.
I wasn't really a cat dog. Nickelodeon.
Oh.
No, that wasn't Nickelodeon. That was Cartoon Network.
No, it's Nickelodeon.
It was Nickelodeon?
Yeah.
Neither Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon were particularly approved in my household.
Okay.
I think my parents thought it was gross, and then
Was it because every hour on the channel they would do a satanic worship tribute? You missed out as a kid if you missed the Cartoon Network satanic worship tribute, where they had Dexter from Dexter's Lab do a little dark magic. No, I have a laboratory. That was Dexter. You remember him?
Mm-hmm. I did watch Dexter.
So back to Hulk Hogan, the fucking racist. MAGA grift gooning around the nation with his new beer variety. I brought up the fact that I've wrestled there 3 times and he's only wrestled there once. But then somebody said, but he had a pasta restaurant inside the Mall of America. Doesn't that make him more popular called Pasta Mania. Do you remember Pasta Mania?
No.
It was
I remember it from last week when you told me about it for the first time.
Pasta Mania. I talked about Pasta Mania before. I need a cue card that helps me know what I've talked about. Either way, I am announcing today. I did speak with Mall of America that
I
we're going to
just
be.
let you tell me this stuff the second time.
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I think my whole life is I'm getting a preview to what it's going to be like to have. Is it dementia or what's the other one? Not alopecia. Alzheimer's, because I already have a rapport with people and they'll just let me repeat myself without stopping me. And it feels like when you're like, Grandpa's telling his war story again. Don't interrupt him or he'll get mad. And then you interrupt him and he's like, so nobody cares about my life. And I freak out, but they don't want that. So they just let me repeat myself. What was I saying? So I'm opening a restaurant in the Mall of America. And it's called, what should we call this restaurant? Shit. Pizza Mania. And I'm going to be taking over the spot because I have to prove that I am the one.
Eggplant Effys.
Eggplant Effys, come on down. Little fried piece of eggplant. You never thought you'd like that, did you?
And then you can just use the eggplant dick emoji, and then
and that's the store.
Because it's going to be a horny restaurant. Like, if
Wait,
it's your
why
restaurant.
Do you think that? Why do you think that? Why do you
Because
think
it's
that?
your restaurant.
What? I've never done anything to believe that my restaurant would be horny. What? What is this? Oh, just because we only let hot guys eat at our restaurant? That's a horny restaurant? Just because we only hire hot guys to work at the restaurant?
Okay, well, the only other theming would be you have to sit on a couch and eat over a what if the fucking the thing you put your feet on. That would have been a lot better if I could thought of the word.
Ottoman?
Yeah, ottoman.
Ottoman.
Yeah.
You know, it was an empire.
It was an
and now it's
empire.
just a footstool. There's something a little wild about that. Now, Friday coming into the Mall of America, which I just want to be clear, for all of the days I was there, I did not leave the property of the Mall of America. I was just at the Mall of America.
Mm-hmm.
The Radisson Blu is attached to the Mall of America. So you're just at the Mall of America. And I got to tell you, I could live there. Okay. You remember south of the border, a little north of Myrtle Beach where it hits the North Carolina, South Carolina line? Did you ever go there?
No.
They filmed season 2 of Eastbound and Down, part of it there.
Oh.
It's fine. It's a roadside attraction with a hotel, a theme park, a mini golf ride, a liquor store, food store, a restaurant, and a gift shop with a giant hat, a sombrero hat that is a view line center from the top of the restaurant. And I think you could live there for a long time. I think if you were to Morgan Spurlock he's dead, right? Because he was abusing people
Yes.
too. Yeah. That's what happens when you just keep eating McDonald's and then losing weight dramatically. You die. So I think
he faked all that stuff, didn't he?
he faked everything.
Yeah.
Everything's fake. He was drinking a
Yeah.
bottle of whiskey a day going,
mean-
I don't know why my health's going down.
It was a little dramatic that he threw up after his first McDonald's meal. Like a little dramatic.
Yeah, we love McDonald's. Okay, not anymore because of the Zionist support. You know, free Palestine. But we used to. We used to eat a lot of hamburguesas, y McNuggets, y French fries. Loved them. You telling me you never had a McFlurry?
Oh, I love McFlurries.
Right. So
But they were so much better when they first came out. Do you remember when they had it was the spoon? It was a whole gimmick where the spoon
The
would go
spoon
down
blended
in.
it in.
Yeah, and then because it had the weird
The attachment.
attachment.
Where it went, and they would, like a blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. It's long live the McFlurry, long live apple pies. Go fuck yourself, Morgan Spurlock, you dead bitch. I think in a Morgan Spurlock-esque experiment, you could live at south of the border. And what I'm saying even greater is I think it would be a pleasure to do the same experiment within the Mall of America. Because you could just live there. You want a massage? You want a barbershop? You want a tattoo place? You want Five Clairs? You want Italian food? You want sausages? You want birria tacos? You want sushi?
What's that Tom Huddleston movie where he lives in the place and then it all falls apart? High Rise?
High rise.
It would turn into
yes.
high rise pretty quickly.
You think people would start really
Yeah.
doing some fuck
Yeah.
shit?
Yeah.
They got mini golf. They got log flumes, roller coasters, all of it. They got all of it. But the first night we were just doing the meet and the greet up at the fairground area with the axe throwing and the go karts in the mall, and we met and met a lot of fans, and we had a very good time. But that's not really why I was there. I was there to overcome my previous emotional PTSD regarding the fact that the last time I was there in the Mall of America, I was legally lambasted by the police. I was tracked by the government. My family was notified that I was on the run and that I was trying to escape and revoke my immunity in the case. And they were calling me and trying to find me, the police were. And so now returning to the scene of the not crime, because it's not a crime what I did. In a lot of places, it's not. Where I did it, it was. What are some crimes that are okay?
What crimes that are okay?
Yeah, killing, stealing,
Okay.
bloodletting, kind of, which crimes are you okay with?
I think stealing for Walmart's pretty high on my
Yeah,
list.
stealing from Walmart, you can do that. That's
But
actually,
also be careful because they're insane there.
yeah, you got to be ready to run. This isn't, if you're confronted, you have to run. And you have to plan on not returning to that Walmart.
Did you see the video yesterday of the cops chasing the kid on the scooter and they pulled up on the sidewalk?
Yeah, by that Publix on Spring?
Yeah.
Real crazy. I wonder what this guy did to be chased so badly.
Jesus.
I wonder how he got.
There
Chased
was
so deeply.
so I've told you about the gangs of 14-year-olds that roam through Little 5 Points.
Put a pin on that.
Okay.
I'm going to let AJ in to get the dog. We're going to completely keep getting interrupted here.
Today is the last day of Mercury retrograde shadow period. If you don't believe in shadow periods, I think this one should fully prove that that is how they work, and especially with how this past week has been. And it is Wednesday, so pretty on the nose for all of that. If you are interested in more astrology talk, I do a monthly forecast I'm now designing it to be a little bit more about how to be helpful with the astrology, just hitting it more from the viewpoint of there are good days and bad days. I know to give myself a break on the bad days, and that I know to really appreciate and enjoy what the good days are. So check that out on the Patreon. He's back.
Wait, which crimes are you talking about? He's just going to chill for a little bit.
The prediction of the future.
Oh, don't predict the future. It's fucking, don't do that. Are you trying to do that?
Yeah.
Did I just go against what you said?
No, I was plugging the Patreon.
Oh, you should predict the future. It's the way to do it. Check your predictions. See if they're right. Check it against the past, and you can access the old clips, right? Mm-hmm. So you can hear if the past came true for you. You could listen to like an old one and be like, let me just see. And you could see where your garden was plotted and see if you were able to harvest based on the information. So I'm in the Mall of America, right? I'm chilling. I'm not doing any crime, actually. Like 100% not doing any crime. And the next day, because I go to bed, because I did a meet and greet, and that's enough for me. And we got free passes again to ride all the rides. Now, did we? Yeah, we did. We rode every ride that you can ride. And I figured out also I am far too large now for these rides. I was like relatively sized the last year, but a year later, I'm a big boy. I can't fit in these fucking rides. They kept saying, put your arms in the vehicle.
Are you really that much bigger?
I don't know.
What? How big are you, right? Like what?
230. Over a year ago, I don't know. But I felt extremely large in the ride.
Yeah, I think you have gone, but I don't know. It's like it must be more muscle than anything because it doesn't look. You don't physically look bigger. You look more built though.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to hear. I look built.
So whatever.
Thank you.
The exercise thing is working.
Okay, good. If I did it like maybe once more a week, it would really make a difference. But I'm looking out for my mental health. You know how that can be. Oh my gosh. Yo, I just heard Chapel Roan. I get it now. That's from a very straight wrestler. That's a very straight wrestler saying that. Lovely to get that kind of text message. Here's the thing about being in the home mall of America. After I ride the rides, with the show being in the middle of the mall, they like locked me in the basement. So I had to be like locked in the basement a while. Now the match itself was too cute. It was me and Allie versus Maki Ito, dressed as Danhausen, and Danhausen also dressed as Danhausen. So it was a very cute affair. Now, guess what? I got to walk around the mall the whole weekend, okay? Got to look at their fucking pictures. There's Danhausen, there's Maki
Is it
Ito.
Makihausen?
Makihausen.
Makihausen.
Very cute, very evil. That's what they said. It does seem like a fun variation.
Really want to go the other way on that one.
Which, very evil, very cute?
No. Have them flip the other direction.
Oh, have Danhausen dressed as Maki Ito.
Yeah, but still with the face paint and everything.
Yeah, but in the cute little kawaii dress.
Yeah.
Like with the sparkles.
Yeah.
And the bows.
Yeah.
Like when Takeshi Masato wore the bows. Oh, I put that Instagram picture out and it said, did you see, you're not an Instagram person anymore.
Mm-mm.
It's fine. I put this picture out and I said, hello, look at the prize I won with my skills. And it's about the belt. No, it's not. Takeshi Masato, I love you. I'm sorry. I'll walk you down the aisle at your wedding. If it's to a woman, I don't care. Okay. I just want you to know I'm your daddy, and I'm here to support whatever decision you make, okay? And your daddy will never pressure you, but you need to come sit on my lap. Consensually. He doesn't have to do anything, but like if he wants a bed night story, what's it called? Bedtime story? If he wants a bedtime story, you got to sit on daddy's lap. All right, it's getting weird.
So does my comment about the horny restaurant make sense now?
Hey. Nothing horny about having my boy, your daddy's boy. He's a grown man. He's a grown man, can make his own decision. Okay, maybe you have a point. I don't know what to tell you. So they lock us downstairs, and then we fight Danhausen and Maki Ito. Big surprise. I got to walk, and I got to see their face all weekend. And guess what? We beat them. Yeah, we beat him. Now, here's what else is crazy. I follow this guy. Now, apparently he's kind of a big deal, right? And I'm walking around the mall all weekend, just shopping, just viewing, just loving. Let's find this dude. All right, this guy, comedian, William Montgomery. Are you familiar with William Montgomery?
I am very familiar with Will. Yes.
Okay, so
holy shit.
There's Saturday Night Nitro, and it's like Cardona and Maki and this, and then William Montgomery keeps coming up because he's doing the comedy show at another venue within the mall, right? So I finish like doing my show, and I'm going to drop my bags off at the mall, at my room, walking back, and who do we run into but William Montgomery? And I need you to understand how funny this interaction is, okay? Because I was with someone, I was with an intern, and intern is a comedian and knows William Montgomery. I don't know anything. Okay, I'm an idiot. And then introduces us, and I was like, yo, and we kind of discuss who we are. And it's just two performers who were at the end of their rope performing and living, and it's late, and we're both just like, I'm on the road a lot. I'm like, yeah, I'm on the road a lot. I'm at hotels a lot. And he's like, yeah, I'm kind of tired. I was like, I'm pretty tired too. It's good to meet you. All right, good to meet you. And then Tur's like, we should get a pic. And I said, great. So just take a picture of us together, and it exists. So I just want to say to you, William Montgomery, what a fucking magical person to give me any time of day, because I know as professional wrestler Effy that sometimes when you're off, you're fucking off. And we were both, in fact, off. He is not aware of Effy. I am not aware of William Montgomery. But people are aware of us to the point where I'm like, I think we gotta like memorialize this or whatever. It's good to see you, man. You got a lot of followers, I see. Been looking at your face in the mall all weekend. But yeah, like good luck on your journey. Oh my God. And then we parted ways. How was that?
My goodness.
Pretty crazy.
That's really funny. No, it does track that your circles would not necessarily intersect on that one.
But it seems like he's having a good time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We got along just fine.
I'm going to leave that one.
Yeah?
It's not, I genuinely think he's funny. It's some of the association.
Yeah. I know there's deep association.
And yeah, I don't even want to have that conversation.
Well, you know, here's the thing. All right. When who's the boxer that can't read? Floyd Mayweather. Yeah. When Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor had those intense face-offs where they looked like they were saying things they truly believed, they then got into the private jet together. So I just, you know, everything's a grift, everything's kayfabe, everything is its own fake thing. It's like when people were like, you know, what's JBL like? Is he like a Fox News analyst or whatever? Is he real homophobic? I think at a certain point as a performer, when you're making appearances, you just sort of like are, you know that you existing is the thing. And so whatever reaction you can get by being whatever other thing they think you are, you just take it.
Yeah.
You go, yeah. I'm not really fully on that, but yeah, whatever. Yeah. You recognize me? Okay. It's the JBL mindset of just like, I don't know. I think he's pretty hollow. I think it's a pretty hollow creature. And I think that's the case with some of us sometimes when we get too in the weeds. You know, you just become the thing that's performing.
Yeah.
And so, you know what? Whatever associations you have, I'm sure they're weird. Was he a big Rogan head?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, let's be perfectly clear on this.
His career only exists because he won a Kill Tony ticket.
It's why I used to have Kill Effy, but then I changed it.
And it's like I guess fine. I really enjoyed that show. I really loved it. They moved to Austin, and it seems like they got actually hateful for the first time to where I tried to watch it the other day, and it just maybe it was an off day. Maybe I was reading it wrong. I think it's because they're hanging out with these older comedians that are a bunch of conservative dum-dums.
Yeah.
And it's just getting in there in a weird way.
I do like that the dumber you get over time in entertainment, the more likely you are to grift towards the conservative side.
Yeah.
And I say this as someone who's surrounded by people who've had lots of concussions, and you kind of watch them and you go, yeah, I see how it happens.
Well, it's like, I'm pretty fucking sure that's what happened to Joe Rogan. Like, I think he just got hit in the head a few too many times and then just like ran down the conservative route on all of that.
Hardcore steroids and mind-altering psychological hallucinogens are a good combo. Because I think when you're using things like high doses of testosterone or, you know, these other like trenbolone and things like that it's heightening this self-belief version of yourself that's very confident, even if you're wrong. And then you're manipulating your mind to take in these hallucinatory experiences at the roid version of yourself instead of for like the natural way that they are.
I know.
I think like a regular person. Okay.
No, you're fine.
AJ just joined us here to pick up Cranberry from her play date. We're having fun. I don't know. That's my belief, is that like if you're doing these hallucinogens and your mind is in that place because of your gender confirming hormones, that you're probably going to be more likely to be on the mushrooms going, I could cut a tree with my hands, rather than it's incredible this tree exists.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I think they're just it all clings together and it becomes its own thing, and then it's the confirmation bias of surrounding yourself with people who are only going to tell you yes.
100%.
So you know, Emperor's New Clothes kind of shit.
Yeah.
Was that real revelatory?
No, that's exactly it.
Okay,
that's
good.
Exactly it.
Because if the Emperor's New Clothes had hallucinogens,
the Because it's weird as someone in their early 20s who really enjoyed listening to that show and got a lot of benefit out of it. None of it was him, though. It was the fact that he would have oddballs on there and give them the time of day, to where it was a gateway drug to a lot of things. But you realize, like, when you look at him as a person, you go, he's very shallow waters on pretty much everything.
Yeah. Because you're just trying to get engagement. I think, you're saying you've kind of been familiar since your early 20s here, and you have to think about the common person, and they're going through their repuberty right now at a time where you have liberalized and socialized yourself to a degree that is beyond common politics. They went the other way, and so they figured the majority of them would be going through their repuberty. You know about the repuberty, right?
Repuberty?
Yeah, it's when you get into your mid-30s and you become a Republican because you started having to actually pay taxes. So I think there's a lot more people that are going through repuberty than are like us, that are like on the ground floor of like trying to not suppress ourselves to becoming that.
Because like I stopped listening before the conservative turn, just because I had like a heart feeling about him that I couldn't put my finger on, where I go, there's something about when I listen to you that I think brings me down a little bit, and I don't like that. So the other thing was I overdosed on DMT and had Joe Rogan in my brain explaining DMT to me.
I don't think he was supposed to be there. You got to schedule around him because he's kind of spending a lot of time in there. He might be in the room when you check in.
That was be careful with DMT, y'all.
Apparently, fear is not a factor for you. If that was the case, good for you though.
That might be a behind the Patreon wall story because it's really funny, like really, really funny.
Yeah, we probably should save that one for a side note. Yeah, we're gonna charge you to learn about that one. You want to know how Joe Rogan got in our dreamscape, our infinite prism? Now they used to have at the Mall of America. Airsoft courses.
Oh, that rules.
And I guess there was injuries because now they're all Nerf gun courses.
Okay.
So they're not. You don't shoot airsoft guns at each other with plastic pellets anymore. You shoot Nerf guns at each other, and you can just kind of watch through the window, and it sort of makes everything magic. Now I will say, if I had forgotten to get people gifts in Japan and needed to pick some things up, they do have multiple like Japanese gift shops in the Mall of America with traditional Japanese snacks and goodies, where I could have made it look like I pulled it off. Why go back to Japan when I can buy everything right here in Minneapolis? What do I need to go there for? Well, for them to pay me to actually be in the match.
Right.
I can't be in the match if I'm not there. We are working on a hologram technology for Effy, but unfortunately the other wrestlers aren't good enough to bump off the hologram yet. So we're working on figuring out how they can do the move with my light source energy version to make this work. This was Cardona's first time at the Mall of America. This was his second match back from injury. And I don't want to out him too much here.
It was a gooning injury.
It could have been. It was a torn pec. So you think about how you goon and then okay. He was going to do the whole Lex Luger in the puffy shirt thing. Mm-hmm. You don't remember this. On the first ever Nitro, Lex Luger came out in a puffy shirt, very similar to the Seinfeld puffy pirate shirt.
Okay.
And that was his like entrance.
I don't want to be a pirate.
I don't want to be a pirate. Ooh. Jerry was never the funny one on the show.
No, it was always Larry David.
Yeah. And they put Jerry's name on it. You know what? What's the deal with minors in Israel? Are we not supposed to talk about Jerry Seinfeld's trips to Tel Aviv? Are we not supposed to discuss what he's doing over there? Or his high school girlfriend from the 80s? Okay, well, either way, what's the deal with pedophiles?
The decor on Epstein Island was color-coded for one reason in particular.
Was it?
Yeah, it was the Israeli flag.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ugh. All right, we're getting too deep here. We're getting a little too deep here. It's okay. We're learning. We're all learning together.
You've never seen the video of the twink swimming up to it?
Are those twinks okay?
I don't know. There was like only one TikTok.
Oh no.
Yeah.
They didn't escape. They're in barrels under the island.
It's really funny because it's like regular TikTok music, and it goes, "Can't believe this happened," and it's just shots of them on the island.
Well, I hope you kids made it out. I know Epstein kept He kept a variety down there. Okay. Here's what we got to do. Get rid of island ownership. We have to get rid of that completely. Who does this benefit? Who does owning an island benefit? Sovereign domain for a human? I don't think that should exist. I think you should have to exist as a part of a system that you agree to be a part of.
You were talking about people owning islands. You mentioned that the Billy Zane Brando is about the island times specifically.
Yes.
Which
so it's based on the
rules.
architect that went to Tahiti with Marlon Brando to help him build on the island. And it's about their story together. And so it's Billy Zane as Marlon Brando. And then the architect is played by John Heder, who was famously Napoleon Dynamite. And in the Benchwarmers. So I don't know if they're going to fuck on this island, but I think they're going to have a little Tahitian treat, if you know what I mean. Have you ever tasted Tahitian treat? Delicious beverage.
No.
Let me tell you the secret. You do the Tahitian treat, half a cup, and then you half it with ginger ale. It's the best beverage in the world. I say this as a former alcoholic. There was a third ingredient. I'm not going back. I'm not going back. It's rum. It's fucking Tahitian rum. Okay? That's the real treat. That's what we want. We don't want it. I don't desire to drink. There are still people who believe that I secretly drink. Like, they can't believe I exist this way without alcohol.
Right.
And I just want to say, if you think this is drunk, you are... We got to bring some guests on the show who can just talk about like the drinking days,
and
let them just kind of
really
go free on
that.
everything.
Yeah, I would really enjoy that.
There's a few folks who are there for everything, and they will tell the story.
Was you just like randomly dropping the bit of lore about your friend stealing the woman's gun is just insane. Oh, we can't talk about that. I'm so sorry.
No, leave that in. That's hilarious. Because
if you want to know more,
they
hop
were
on the Patreon.
Yeah, because they were a 9/11 first responder. Was her husband whose gun he stole. Yeah. But I blame the absinthe. Ooh. It was a weird night of absinthe.
We brought it together.
Never forget.
Never forget.
I still whenever I see Nick Wayne, I'm doing it again. And he doesn't think it's funny. He doesn't even get it. I think it's so funny to go up to him and say, Nick Wayne, never forget. And he's like, forget what? And I go, exactly. You weren't even born yet. That's it's one of my rules is you have to have been alive for 9/11.
Yeah.
And it's not even that, it's not even that stringent of a rule, but it's pretty easy to gut people out when you're like, where were you when it was 9/11? And they're like, in my dad's balls. You're like, duh, can't talk to you, little freak, little fucking child. Yeah. You gotta have experienced 9/11 to come into my world. Okay. That's the top and the short of it. I don't know what else to talk about. I went to the Mall of America. I wrestled there for the third time. I'm a literal living legend. The PWI 500 came out. Oh, this is what I was going to bitch about at the front of the show, and I never got around to it. I love my place. It's great. But if we're really talking about influence on the industry and the amount of matches and the amount of places that I'm touching and the amount of countries and cities performed, let's not beat around the bush. I'm the only wrestler. Come on. There's maybe 5 of us. But you're talking 150 matches a year. You're talking about, I'm going to have well over 200,000 miles this year. Do you know what we're at today? What we're at on this very day? Let's get into the numbers here. Let's look at my current speeds. Because this is always the part that I find the most interesting that no one else really cares about. 2024, 107,895 miles. 113 flights. 4.3 times around the world. 44 airports. 4 countries. I've been in the air for 12 days and 12 hours. Do you understand? Who else? Who else? I know y'all doing the house show loops. I know y'all working real hard. I know y'all are excited. Maybe you're going to get a re-upped contract out of your NXT deal. I know you think everybody's going to get MJF money. I know you think this and that. I am at the grassroots ground floor of the industry. I am at the top of the industry. I am the industry. I am the mountain. You will climb up and you will climb down, but you will not realize that I have been what's holding you all along. That's all I got to say. So next year's list is going to be the PWI 1, and it's going to be about me. And that's it. That's all I got to say.